Well, good morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. So it's day number 3 of the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour, RECT, Get Wrecked for Recovery. And this is the Ride to RAGBRAI, a 4,500 mile loop around the Midwest, starting with the Ohio to Erie Trail, up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, west to Glacier National, south to Yellowstone, east to RAGBRAI, where we'll finish the last week of July. And it's all to raise awareness that addiction recovery options are available, that you don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, Celebrate Recoveries, and rescue missions all over the nation, all over the world, that just want to help you, talk to you, and love you if you find yourself battling addiction. So I'm here in London, Ohio. Had a great night's sleep last night. There were a lot of cats, a whole lot of cats. Matter of fact, like 2 a.m., I woke up to this heavy ammonia smell and realized that my tent had been sprayed. So anyway, but I talked to one of the people that said they're going to look into that situation. It makes for a good story, and at least it wasn't, you know, a game trail and getting hit in the face by the stomach of an unknown animal that I will never know in Georgia. Oh my goodness, don't put your tent in a game trail. Valuable lesson learned. Anyway, yeah, so it was great last night. I got some things charged up. Feels pretty good this morning. It's like maybe 65, but I got a full night's sleep, and I am so thankful for that. I clicked upload, and I crashed. And I slept till 9 o'clock this morning. It is 11:30 now, so I have taken my time getting ready. I updated all the social media stuff. I went all the way back to the end of the reset tour and took all the donors that have donated and put them in the description of this video and the previous videos for Louisiana with Liam and everybody who's donated up to date. And if you donate, your name will go there also. So thank you everyone who has contributed to help make this a reality. And if you can't contribute financially, that's all cool. It's always cool. Please donate a few moments of your day in prayer for Redeeming Eden and divine appointments and just crazy cool God stuff for me to share with you guys to watch later on. Anyway, don't have to go far today, like 20 something miles, going to Columbus, Ohio, Brian Kimmel's house. And yeah, should get in there early. It looks like some rain's coming in, so the next few days are going to be kind of shaky as to how far I go and what I actually end up doing. But I will know, and you will know whenever we get there. Can't worry about it right now, though. Got to get on the bike. So, without further ado, let's do this. Alright, so I just stopped here on this bridge to take a photo of the creek there, and I love this trail because they've got like benches on the fences every now and then. which is really kind of nice because you can just stop and take a load off. I just had a conversation with my family before the horses that you saw back there, and was just talking with them. They're getting ready to go to Denal in Mississippi. So excited for them, praying for amazing opportunities for Liam and Kirsten and Clark and Christy. But yeah, been a pretty decent ride so far. It warmed up, like it's not hot, but it's not cold. So I'm you know, able to be in my regular clothes. If I sit still long enough, I get a little chilly, but when I start moving, it feels great. So anyway, I'm gonna rest for a minute and get back on the road. Love you guys. See you later. All right, so I just got to this open spot in the field. It's another one of these fences with a bench on it. And it is super windy. You know, I didn't realize how much the rail trail, you know, kind of blocks all the wind. But another thing that I think is really neat that I've experienced all across the U.S. is that whenever a front is coming in, the wind is coming toward that front. And so, like, what you would expect to be a westwardly, you know, or eastwardly prevailing wind turns west hard until it comes through. And that is just really neat. Like, that helps me plan a lot of my bike tours, you know, with what days are going to be windy, what winds I'm going to be dealing with. If I see a storm coming through, I know that the wind is going to completely reverse direction for a couple days. So anyway, this is one of those days. It's going to start raining in about 3 hours, and it feels like it. Like it just feels raining. Anyway, let's go. So I just saw this watch for debris on bike path, and I figured, you know, that might be a more appropriate name for my bike than Allie, considering what it looks like with all these buckets and stuff on it. You know, the first bike was Bella after Carol Lichten's cat that had passed away while I was on tour. And so this one's Allie. Liam named it, and that's Allie the alligator on the back of the bike, which represents Liam. The other dog, or the dog, represents Kirsten, and then the little tiny turtle represents Clark. And they're in all my pictures. That way they know that they're with me on these rides. But I saw the sign and it said debris, and it reminded me of Key West bike ride last year. And it starts today, March 18th, 2022. So the Key West bike ride, Ends of the Earth Cycling. If you're not familiar, there's a link in the description. Just click the down arrow and you can find it. But they do different rides in different states every year for youth all around the world. And this year's Key West bike ride, which is their flagship ride, they ride it every year from Fort Myers to Key West, 300 miles over 5 days. But this year's is for the youth of Egypt. So be praying for them. Redeeming Eden, like the March fundraiser, is over the top. People in Ohio have got me through most of all of the beginning of this without having to spend a dime. So since Redeeming Eden is okay right now, you know, I mean, of course we want to build a rehab, but please go donate. If you are planning on donating to Redeeming Eden, find Ends of the Earth Cycling in the description, click one of the riders' names, and make a donation to the youth of Egypt. Such a good ministry. I can vouch for them with all of my heart and soul. Love those people. But definitely go check that out. That's debris. You know, that was the first time I rode in a Peloton, like with other riders. And, you know, they were like, debris, bridge, you know, car back. And like, I had never experienced, I've been solo all the way up to that point for like 6,000 miles. So it took me a little bit to understand how important the word debris is when you're behind another cyclist. Anyway, I'm going to get this debris, clean this debris up out of the roadway, and keep on moving down the trail. Love you guys. See you later. So I just saw these sheep over here, and you know, the Bible says my sheep hear my voice and I know them and they follow me. And so I was like, hey sheep, these are not my sheep. They do not know me. I do not know them. They are not paying any attention to me. All right, so this is now the Camp Chase Trail that you're seeing. And the reason why it's called the Camp Chase Trail is Camp Chase Trail is a rail with trail project named for the Camp Chase Railway it parallels. During the American Civil War, Camp Chase was a military staging and training camp for Union forces and a prison camp for the Confederates. All that remains of the camp today is a Confederate cemetery located at 2900 Sullivan Avenue. It was named for a former Ohio governor and Lincoln's Secretary of the Treasury, Salmon P. Chase. 4 future presidents passed through Camp Chase as Union soldiers: Andrew Johnson, Rutherford B. Hayes, James Garfield, and William McKinley. Good stuff. Thanks, Brian, for sending me that text so that I could read it and give everybody a little history of the Camp Chase Trail right here near your place. Well, that was super neat. So I was just standing here taking some pictures and video of the bridge, and this lady, American Indian, was walking by, and she said, I love your beard. It's got beautiful colors, you know? And so we started talking for a minute. She said, you really do. You look like one of those men from the sky. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Well, I tell you what, after that hill, I wouldn't mind, you know, one of those men from the sky just picking me on up and taking me to the next one. Goodness gracious, I'm thankful for rail trails today. Wow, yes, Lord. Let's do this. All right, so I made it to Brian's house. I tell you what, leaving the bike trail and seeing more than just kind of the flat tree-covered canopy part of Ohio today was incredible. It's beautiful in this section, and Brian was telling me that This is kind of like the area that was scraped by the glacier, so the hills aren't going to be too bad. They're just rolling hills. And it was great to ride. I mean, there wasn't any struggle other than that one giant hill coming up from the river where I saw the Native American woman. That was really the only, problem that I had today as far as hills were concerned. All in all, really good day. Got here, Brian and I talked for hours, and then we went out. He had a meatball sub for me for lunch, and then we went out to a pizza place for dinner and got it was called the Smokey Robinson, and it had jalapenos and pepperonis and a spicy honey drizzled on it, and it was so good. Then we went and got some ice cream, and then we came back here, and so now I'm getting ready to cut and edit the video, but it's getting pretty late, so. Either way, super cool day. Really enjoyed the ride today. Super windy. Started raining almost as soon as I got here. But yeah, very, very, very nice. I like this part of Ohio. So with all that being said, if you know anybody who's passed away from addiction, please find me through the Papa link in the description, and I would love to ride for your person for a day. A big part of this is sharing the channel. If you know anybody who's addicted, or if you just know anybody in general that would like this type of content, share it with them. Like, subscribe, share, do all the things. Those go a long way in helping to get the algorithm to push the channel. To monetize, we've only got to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. And we currently have like 910 subscribers and 4,006 hours of watch time. So all we need is like 90 subscribers, and money can start coming in from YouTube to build a rehab. That's what part of the whole vlogging work is for, is to, bring in funds for the rehab. So please do that. Please share it. Please get people to subscribe. Make sure they press that subscribe button. Sure, they'll unsubscribe later if they don't like it, but at least get them to press it for the moment. I usually get about 3 or 4 subscribers a day out of all the people that I talk to in a day, so I do know how complicated it is. But yeah, don't forget Redeeming Eden's a nonprofit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. That link is also in the description. You can go there and find out more about Redeeming Eden and the Cody Jordan Forever Funeral Fund. All those links are in the Papa link. Just click the Papa link and you can find all of everything. Strava, everything. Also, 2 cool things that happened today in tandem. Ends of the Earth Cycling's Key West bike ride started. Don't forget, go check them out in the description. And Matt Crossan, the song from the beginning of the video, he released that studio version of that song wherever you stream your music. Just search Matt Crossan, Ends of the Earth, and you'll find that song. Go listen to all his music. It is incredible. Man of God, love that guy. If you'll remember, he met me on the Reset Tour, the Southeast Tour. Super cool guy, great family, wonderful guy to support. But yeah, so I am super thankful for Brian, thankful for his hospitality, and everything that he's done since I've been here has been amazing. And ready for the ride tomorrow. So I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night.